Mike Perez was unsuccessful tonight in his cruiserweight world title challenge. The CorkCuban took on reigning WBC champion Perez of Latvia in the country's capital at the Riga Arena and lost an ugly 12-rounder. The title fight was a quarterfinal in the inaugural season on the multi-million-dollar World Boxing Super Series, with Perez being eliminated on a competitive unanimous decision. However, Italian referee Massimo Barravecchio was perhaps the main talking point of the fight, with his bizarre officiating of the contest drawing the ire of Perez. Baltic boxer Perez looked to hold regularly, destroying the fight as a spectacle, with a man in the middle doing little to resolve the infringements. However, Perez was more composed and a deserved winner, outworking and outlanding a somewhat rusty Perez to claim a competitive win in a forgettable fight. The Latvian was making his first defense of the belt he won against Marco Huck on points back in April. For Perez, it was his first top-level fight, at full capacity, in years. The Caribbean boxer had returned from 2 years out in June with a facile win over Slovakian champion Viktor Biskak. In reality, though, the last time the real Mike Perez stepped into a ring was in November 2013 for his tragic win over Magomed Abdusalamov. The incapacitating defeat of the Russian affected Perez badly, and he would turn to alcohol in the aftermath, taking to the ring drunk for subsequent big fights, a draw with Carlos Takam, a close loss to Bryant Jennings, and a first-round defeat to Alexander Povetkin. After the heavy loss in Russia, Perez would take time out to get his head straight and shedded 40 pounds, going from a somewhat short and portly heavyweight to a ripped and ready cruiser. Perez had laughed off rumors during the week that he was struggling with the weight, eating a cheesecake at the weigh-in, before registering 197.3 pounds on the scales. While the Leesider was definitely in shape, he was not sharp initially. Pressing the action but landing little, an accidental headbutt from Perez opened a cut to the side of the left eye of Perez at the start of the third. Under WBC rules, Perez was docked a point and the Watergrass Hill fighter would become increasingly frustrated throughout the bout with the holding tactics of Perez and the lack of intervention from Barravecchio. While Perez lost his composure somewhat, Perez was doing enough to win the majority rounds and hurt the challenger in the seventh with a huge uppercut. Scrappiness, however, was the name of the game, and Perez looked to smother and clinch regularly before eventually being docked a point in the 10th. Needing a knockout, Perez pressed in the final round, but Perez managed to hold until the bell to seal the win. Going to the scorecards, Perez was handed a deserved victory with tallies of 116,110, 115,111, and 114,112. Perez falls to 2,214,311 following the loss, and was despondent afterwards. Perez moves to 23,180 and into the next round. Perez will now face WBO champion Alexander Usyk 13,110 in a semi-final unification in the new year. The Ukrainians stopped Huck in the 10th round of their quarterfinal earlier this month. Related.